For all the people who are new to my channel, you may have never heard me say this, but I tell people that you can come into a new industry and become the expert, or you could come into a new industry and bring that industry as a newbie. You could bring an established business into this marketplace without having the expertise of that specific industry. That's what I did with steel buildings. I did not have the expertise on how to build steel buildings. I took someone who had that expertise, put them on my team, and then we introduced that product, which again, the government was already buying it. We introduced that to the marketplace. I've shared this before where I believe that when you are the actual operator, when you're the owner or the operator, you're the technician, you're at a disadvantage. A lot like the E-Myth says, if you want to start a bakery, you can't be the person that's actually baking the goods because there's operations, administrations, management, payroll, human resources, all these other things that go into running a business. And what happens is oftentimes when you are the operator and you know the actual task, when things go wrong, you revert right back into doing the actual task. And that is a bad thing because the idea is to come into this marketplace and to grow a business, to hire people, to build an organization, to build a team so that you can help tackle some of the big challenges that we have out here in the world. You as a 1-2 man operation is not really moving the needle towards helping our warfighter efforts and with the government and the United States government and what we have as our missions. So again, the idea is for you to start off wherever you're at and build an organization, say a mid-sized organization where you have 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, 100 employees working for you in your organization. And now you are helping to drive the effort in ensuring small businesses are represented and helping secure wealth transfer for your family, and also in helping the government itself out, right, by contributing a significant piece of what it takes to move this nation, right? We've got $500 billion here. We've got $1 trillion in spending. You know, doing $1 or $2 million is not significant. Now, don't beat me up like the Peloton commercial lady that they all beat up about this because I don't want to make it seem as though 2-3 man shops are insignificant. However, in the grand scheme of things, it's not moving the needle. But the interview that I had this week with my recent podcast guest, Laurie, we're going to share a moment, the clip from it, I thought was important because I asked her a question and I said, tell us about some of the common mistakes that you see small businesses are making. And I want to hear, and I want you to let her say in her own words, what were her experiences from the small businesses and what they were making.
What are some of the common mistakes that you see repeatedly from small business firms that are getting started?
8A too soon. I'm gonna have to go there because it's just a real fact. It's just heartbreaking. Um, Not taking out the time to get trained up mentally for what it is that they're
Mm,
trying to do, despite your subject matter expertise. Whereas, for example, Civility Management Solutions didn't come to the table because Lori had a subject matter expertise of technology or finance or conference. No, I just knew people that was their subject matter expertise, and they're now part of my team. Civility is based solely off of me being an entrepreneur that has great leadership, uh, great personable skills, and because of that, people have, agreed to join my vision. So training was important. And I spent a lot of time with PTAC and SCORE and every other method, that
count
was
me in.
available.
Goldman
Yeah,
Sachs.
yeah, thank you. You know them all.
I got you,
Thank you
girl.
for naming them all.
I
And
got you.
I recently did 8A Accelerator, and I just ended with the VA. They
Yeah,
have a vet biz lady, and
I
I'm
I
like
saw you.
part of the first cohort something. I don't know. I was the first in all those areas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Goldman Sachs,
No,
first
you
in
did
that.
it.
First in 8A
Right.
accelerator program that they would like to do nationally, but they're doing it here as a pilot. And then now the vet biz lady. So yeah, and so I will always know that that training is important. And being a Marine, you know, training. We're not the best in the world for any other reason other than the fact that we've been trained up so well that it's natural for us to do what we do. And so I take that same way of being into my civilian life, and especially as an entrepreneur, that I must continue to seek out training and get understanding. And I think a lot of people lack in doing that because they just want to go out there and get that money in their mindset. You know, I just
Right.
want to be a business owner.
Right.
And
Right.
and also let me throw this out there. Please understand, business owners, that you always have a boss. It's called your clients.
That's right. That's right. That's
You
right.
know, people are, man, I just want to work for myself. It's like, no, no, no. You always
No.
got somebody that's going to direct what you do,
Yeah.
no matter how big you may get, you know. And so there's some revelation to that. And then the other part, risk is not the biggest risk in starting a business. The biggest risk for all people, business owners or not, are relationships. Because I've now lived long enough and I've had some interesting experiences to realize, you know, the relationships you have with people, they can be one way today and then they can be totally different tomorrow. And managing that so that it doesn't affect your life, especially, you know, negatively, is hugely important, because relationships are necessary to survive.
So again, part of my responsibility, I feel, is to share the experiences of others, and I want them to say in their own words. You know, when she came on and she said that people are getting 8A too soon, they're missing out on the opportunity. We all agree that this program is one of the best, well-designed programs out there for helping create opportunities for people who would not have these opportunities otherwise. The only thing that we're saying is that we want people to get trained up and be prepared, and also know, just a key point is when you're out there and you're doing business with the government and they start asking you, do you have 8A? That is the time in which you should apply. And she emphasized getting trained. We need to have in our arsenal, in our toolbox, in our kit, all of the necessary ingredients for success. So we need to know everything possible. Even if we don't have to use this, we need to know all of the tools, the resources. We need to have all the information available so that when that time comes, when the opportunity presents itself, we're ready. We're not stuck trying to figure things out. So again, you know, I believe that part of my responsibility is to help not just share the information that I know and my experiences, but to share in the experience of others because we can learn from everyone, and every one of us has had a different path, and there is no one path towards success. There's many different paths, and this marketplace affords all of us that opportunity and gives us that ability for what we're looking for, which is wealth transfer.